The title says it all. I just don't know where to begin to even talk about this. And I think ever since I got into university, I started slowly to understand why I've been very different. I always wondered why I didn't get as much. And it can be the way how I approach or anything like that. Maybe I'm too realism. But fake it till you make it. In today's world, it's either you follow the law, be a sheep, or, or going outside of the law. But nobody wants to tell the truth. Nobody wants to be a whistleblower. Nobody wants to be that particular person. Or nobody wants to, are capable, are dedicated to get in that position. And it always comes back to me and thinking of, am I missing something? And I have to look at the bigger picture. You know, ever since I go to university, I start to read a lot more academic journals, academic books, and things like that. And you know, as I'm currently studying social work, I get to see a lot what's happening. And I think Mendes, this book, Mendes, Philip Mendes. I know this is the previous edition, second edition. Doesn't go really deep, but the third edition, 2016, ties in everything. And it sucks, you know. It just tells everything what's going on for Australia, political, government, party, what's happening. Then he's trying to go down with teachers telling you, you know, you should read through like, mutual obligation, reliefs, unemployment, and then you go digging in even deeper. Where's our law coming from? Sorry about this, I can't even see it from up here. You can see from here the poor laws, the new poor laws, and how the England poor laws is still, getting to influence Australia, and I'm starting to acknowledge all of it. Ever since I made this video, upcoming content, I never thought I'm actually going really deep. I made this video 1 year ago, and it was here for I am gonna go even deeper and deeper and deeper. And in today's world, and I mentioned before, being a good person, being a humble person, wouldn't get you anywhere in today's world for telling the truth. And the reason why I'm saying this is because being a good person doesn't really get you anywhere. Even being a good person will even can't get you that position that you wanted. For example, in the corporate world, you stab each other, you backstab each other just to get the high position. We're living a rat race world where stabbing each other and fight for each other just to get where you are. But nobody wants to tell the truth. People more rely on follow what's going on, follow the bad stuff. Fraud. And it's just, well, you just gotta play along, fake it till you make it. And I hear stories like that. And a lot of, unimaginable targets, unrealistic work, commitment. It's just piled so much. But many corporates or high official or positions are taking on drugs just to fulfill that gap, and you can't do it just solely on your own. And somebody has to do the job, and they had to do it somehow. There won't be any role models. Either they'll shut you down, you get killed, or you suffer. You know, parts of the world say Edward Snowden, he's a hero of telling the truth. Other part of the whole country of the United States see him as a criminal, or the Western world, for telling the truth. It sucks. You know, people who get on four corners, try to whistleblow or try to tell the truth, and instead of doing a good thing of telling the truth, and they succeed, they go on the media or being heard or go to the court. And if the government lost the battle, you usually see that whistleblower as a hero, a role model. That's the person that you wanted in the society. Instead, when he got on the news, they'll push him down, make his life miserable, and people wouldn't hire him or be with that person. Because if there's something goes wrong with their organization or their company, he'll go rise up and spread around the world. And it's fear. There won't be any role models in this world. There's no truth. Everyone wants to go with the lie or be the sheep, fake it till you make it, just to get paid. And I learned that in a hard way. Not in the work, but a lot of friends. And that's why I believe they are keeping a distance away, or I never had that bondage of friend. And it's hard. And sooner or later they'll call me as a right wing, a conservative, or something along the line. And those who go up there, they get away. And like I said, there will be no more role models. The only role model that will be in this world who has money and power. For example, like Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he has money. He knows what he's doing. He's genius. When he has a plan, he executes the plan because he has money. But he invests. That's realistic. But the little people like us, we want to stand up with fear of job loss, with fear of our families' lives, with fear of getting killed, shut down, and being tossed around. And that's why I said, fake it till you make it. Whether it's your employer, your friends, government, a lot of them fall into that sort of category. Ice Cube is a good cop working with a bad cop. You don't know who's a good person or who's a bad person, but you still work with them. Whether they do scam, fraud, cutting corners, dodging tax, or whatever you name it. Doesn't follow by the book. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Oh boy. I think you guys can't understand what I'm trying to say. Being a good person in today's society, you get laughed on. Even if you be religious or humbled, you get stepped on. You don't get appreciated in today's world. And it sucks. For example, the reason why I'm making this video is, I know it's a big topic, but for example, I'm studying social work. The reason why I want to be a social worker because I believe I can make a change. Not everyone, but people's lives. But as I dig through about, those who are under unemployment benefits, They have a mutual obligation that they need to fulfill the government's guidelines just to get the benefits, but also, unemployment rate. They want them to get a job. And privatizations with organizations where government's giving them grants, and when they give them a grant, then they'd be like, you know what, okay. And if they don't have a good annual report or any progress or targets, they'll do anything they can. And I'm not saying all organizations, but they got caught by fraud and scam, such as max employment, frauding signatures, faking employment hours and wages, just to get government grant bonuses, extend their contracts and everything like that. And the whistleblower, he goes out and shares the whole Australia about the whole thing. People will see them. He stood up for the poor people. He stood up to the people who didn't have a voice. But in the government point of view is that they shut them down. Okay, you exposed us. We see how we're going to destroy your life. And it sucks. It sucks, really, it sucks, man. Like, and I start to say to myself, if this fraud and scam in this industry, just say employment sector, and I heard about NDIS in a lot of sectors, why should I be bothered to studying this sector if it's like that? If I'm trying to help that client to chase their dreams and the goals or Australian dreams, how can I do that when the government will pass through laws or pass through programs and grants and everything, but there's a catch behind, and they're being controlled, and it's by money. And I totally understand why my teacher's been telling me about men. White men's are bad. Men is bad, 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 bad. Before I was triggered because I'm conservative. I'm more for right wing. But now I'm looking at it now as like, the teacher has a really good point here. Yes, there's no jobs in Australia, but why are they still terrorizing? And it still comes back to the poor law. Poor law. If you're poor and poverty, you deserve it. Will make your life miserable and miserable and miserable. I don't know. And I've tried to do something about it as well. Instead, I'll probably view as a bad person, and I'll see what's my next line. I try to talk about cashless debit card. Like I just said, I had to privatize this video because I realized this probably will cost my career in the future. I totally understand what the government trying to do with us. For studies, and try to force us to get a job and everything. I totally understand that, but there's always a catch behind. Here's a video that I've made a while back, where the abortion statistics per annually is 83,000. But as I got links and everything behind it, and it talks about like it only benefits, like the statistics is early obtained, recorded in South Australia, Northern Territory, and Western Australia, which is pretty much the least amount of population in entire Australia. They haven't even included, okay, I know Tasmania is small, but Tassie, ACT, Queensland, Victoria, and Sydney, New South Wales. That's the majority of the population is on the east side of Australia. And they didn't grab any of the information. 83,000 just for the least population of Australia. If I combine, I can't say New South Wales won't be having that much abortion, but if you combine with, I know South Australia is a lot. I think the statistics is that South Australia included? Okay, yeah, I'm confirmed. I haven't watched back this video for a long time, but I think like majority of the population is Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania. Those who travel to Victoria and Tasmania is pretty much like abortion state. if I'm correct on top of my head, I know it changes now. If it changes, change. 24 weeks for allowed to get abortion in Victoria, 21 weeks in Tasmania. New South Wales, no. Queensland, no, unless it's defected or as well it's raped under the case or being incest as well. I just want to talk about it. You know, this is. I know I'm trying to say I'm conservative, this and that, but this is how government do things, you know, and nobody's gonna stand up for it. And plus, I'm living in a lefty state in Victoria, and plus, you know, I'm in the industry of social justice as well. My belief on abortion, anything that's I got no comment on that because I don't know. But yeah, what I can say is that, man, this is crazy. I totally make this video. Abortion comes with a journey. This is like probably like one of my hardest videos I ever made. Understanding about abortion, how the abortion process from RG, am I correct? RG146? No. I think it's the different name of oral and vaginal, you know, pill. I think it's to, yeah, to stop, yeah, just to get rid of the fetus of inside the body using pills. And after that, you know, I explain more how abortion works, which I had no idea about it. And it feels bad because like most of us have no idea. Maybe the girls do, but guys have no idea how abortion works. You know, pills, vacuum, and they have that clamps to pull baby's part through their vaginal, killing the baby. The baby's already killed. There's just so much consequence behind. But you know, imagine if I said this, you know, I'll tell everyone about it. They probably just won't know it or freak out or anything. And I have the statistics about pulling out and everything. The whole moral of this whole video is you can't stand up and talk about this sort of stuff. It's just, oh boy, you'll get nowhere. It's instead of you try to be educate people or try to tell people what's going on or try to be a whistleblower, you get shut down, whether from government, whether from employer or friends, family. You get shut down, and we just have to be sheep. And it sucks. You have to fake it till you make it, and that's the reality of life in today's world. I don't know what to say, and I even said to myself, should I even bother continue studying social work? Because I know there's like scam and corruption, sabotaging, playing people's lives, government spending, grant, poor laws impacts. It's just gets me. I have no power, no social justice for the client, no nothing. How can I improve someone's life if the system's like that? Now I totally understand why the teachers my former teachers in RMIT told me when I was in placement, fake it till you make it. And one of the uni questions I had, social workers are bleeding heart and do-gooders. Well, you try to help the client, you use theories and everything, knowledge and everything, but once they've been referred to this organization, that organization, and depending on that organization will treat them good or just a scam or fraud. And it sucks. And it all comes to you because they thought you can help them, because social workers, they have superpowers and able to change people's lives, to turn their social problems, to chase their dreams and have a normal life and everything. But it makes more sense when my teacher told me, don't expect to finish this degree or certificate or diploma that you're going to change everyone's life. The percentage is really low, just to let you know. Now I really understand why. My teacher told me, you know what, we should go out to march, protest, talk to the local MPs, get this message addressed about this sort of areas is being marginalized, these certain groups, creating inequality for them. And I don't know. I really don't know what to say. But hey, that's life. You can't. I really can't do anything. I feel like I'm powerless. Now I understand why my teachers, former teachers in RMIT, most of them travel around the world and work in that sort of areas. I kind of knew there was something up to it, but I did not know it was this far. So yeah, should you be a good cop or a bad cop? That's your choice. Money. Being humble, you won't get anywhere in today's world. I'm sorry. I try to be my best of the best, try to be humble, try to treat everyone equally. When you're a kid and a young adult, adolescent, your parents taught you to be a good citizen, to treat equally one to another. Do not bully, do not be greed, share, friendship, relationship, do not harm, believing there's karma behind. But it just felt like all that, when you grow up, you go for a job interview and you're competing with your friends in the same job, or someone else, you know, or someone, just to stab that person just to get that job. You do anything, whether you lie, greed, you trick, gift, fraud, you do anything just to get that position. And unfortunately, we live in this society. We live in this grey wolves, as it's very grey area, but it's wolves. It can bite you, it can don't. It's tough. It's tough to be in today's world. It sucks. Good people, inspiration people always died earlier because of this. That's why many people don't want to go out and talk the truth about it. It sucks. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to keep it to myself. It's all about survival, and it's wrong. But I guess it's acceptable in today's society. I don't know why. I think this video is probably getting me in trouble as well. It's probably going to bite me soon. I really don't want to get to that position, but man, when I see my clients who struggle, who's homeless, got beaten down by the system, by the government, by the lies, by what I just mentioned before about the jobs, frauding. They said to me, Will, hang in there, we need people like you. I just said to them, I can't. It's tough. It's tough to be in today's society. It's tough. Really, it's really tough. I don't know what's the best way to end this video. I don't want to end it. I want to keep talking about it, but I just don't know, because it just, you know, this is what happened when we entered the Enlightenment era, where we don't have church state controlling the country or anything like that. Even though, yes, the church has a lot of bads as well, and that's when it comes to the conservative and right wing. There's always a bad in the left as well. Radical, liberal. There's no balance. That's when I spoke to one of the shop owners about what he doesn't understand about Australia is that if you're a whistleblower or telling the truth, you don't view it as a hero. You're viewed as scum of the society. Where you have, it's better that a lot of countries look at China, even though they have one party, one policy, one vision. They make everything, whether it's good and bad. Unlike this democratic freedom society, you know, presidents comes in or PM, they all change. Every single of them, they change. They never have one vision. That's why a lot of countries are feared. They already lost the battle. Could try to compete with trade. or anything with China. They lost the battle already. And when whistleblowers, or even Trump, try to change things or try to tell realism, try to expose or things like that, or fake news, he gets shut down. He's one of the most hated, most wanted president to be assassinated right now. And that's why I said, whether you view him right or wrong, when he's telling the truth, look what's happened to him. It's hard to tell the truth nowadays without offending people. It's tough. That's why I said, what's the point of being a good person? What's the point? You get shut down. That's why there's never been good role models. Nah, one by one just died. It's sad. That's life. I want to talk more, but I better end this video. I better do. But yeah, that's the video of the content of the day. I hope you guys, if you disagree, please disagree. But as I get older, I start to look even deeper. Money comes first. When I was working in the market, there's one phrase for the shop owners: money talks, bullshit walks. Oh boy, money does walk. Anyway, that's the video.